sure we'll get faster with this
as the
time
days,
goes on. You just
as
flop it
time
on
marches on,
pop it on, and
pop and go. It'll be like miking up for
just
TSN
leave
Sports
it.
Center.
Just leave it on like the
To
top.
push it.
Just leave it on like
Yeah, just clip it right here. Got it. This is our If we could drop it down a little bit, it'd just be like a little mic stand right there.
Yeah. You can just use the sun, whatever the heck that is.
Yeah, you can like kind of bring this down, clip it here, talk into it.
You could call that
like a mic stand or
No, but
the sun visor or the
the
some kind of visor.
Just attach the mic to the sun visor, and then
there you go.
Then it should become
LIVE 27
podcast car. But yeah, like even today, I was like I didn't really know what I was doing in the gym today, but it's like
just get moving.
Yeah, even like when you have like the slow days where I don't know, you're like, I don't really know what I want to do, or just
better to do something than to do nothing, right?
Yeah. So it's even just like you kind of feel like you don't really know what you're doing, what you want to do, so it's like whatever, let's do some stuff today. And
well, it's like you said in there, like running a 9-minute mile is better than not running a mile, right? So like doing like kind of like a haphazard workout's better than sitting at home doing nothing, right?
Yeah. Especially if it's like you're just getting started. And there's not.
It's more about creating the habit of going too, right? Like just
exactly.
Get into the habit. There is
you have been listening.
Hey, a little bit. You wouldn't know it looking at me now, but I used to actually work out pretty regularly in university and beyond. But yeah, there was this one story I heard online, like on a video. The guy was saying he just wanted to create a habit, but he hated going to the gym. He hated everything about it. So he was like, okay, what I'm going to do for whatever it was, 30 days, I'm just going to go to the gym every single day for 5 minutes. And he would show up, he would work out for literally 5 minutes, go pack up and go home.
Mm-hmm.
And like, that's all he did for like a whole month. And then it got to the point where he was like, that's what I do. I at whatever time I go to the gym. And then eventually he started staying for like half an hour, whatever. And then the dude got in like pretty great shape apparently.
Mm-hmm.
So the story goes anyway. But it was kind of like, that was how he got over his hump of not wanting to be motivated or not being able to motivate himself.
Yeah.
Just show up. Hey, 5 minutes. That's easy. Anyone can do 5 minutes.
It's funny because I was listening to a podcast like that, the one like Peter Tia, like The Drive.
Yeah.
And he was talking to the guy who wrote Atomic Habits.
Okay. I know this book.
Familiar with the book.
I haven't read it, but I know the book.
But,
it's on my list.
He was talking about just like how do you like, it's a new year, like how do you form habits? Like what is like kind of the mindset and how do you like the psychology behind forming habits?
Right.
And an interesting thing was like you have to become part of your identity, like whatever it is you're trying to do. It's like if you're going to the gym,
yeah,
it's like you're not like you have to become someone who is a gym goer, right? It's like you have to almost like
I'm a gym rat.
Yeah, it's like that's just part of who I am. Like I go to the gym.
Yeah.
Because I think it was like cigarette smokers.
Okay.
And it was like there's 2 ways. Like if someone offers you a cigarette, it's like 2 ways to deny it. It's like, oh no, I don't smoke cigarettes.
Right.
So you identify, like you're like, I'm not a cigarette
I'm
smoker.
not a smoker.
Like it's just like not a thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, if you're trying to quit, it'd be like, oh no, I'm not. I'm trying not to smoke.
I'm trying not to.
Right. Where it's like the one is like you just don't even identify with it.
Yeah.
So
it's not even an option because I don't smoke.
Yeah, like I can relate it like with running, where it's like I run every day. It's like like that's just part of like who I am. It's like I go for a run. It's like
you go to bed, you wake up, you brush your teeth, you go to work, you do a run. That's who you are. Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So when you identify with like the habit you're trying to form, like that makes sense to me because then it becomes like a piece of just like how you live instead of like a chore that you need to try to do.
Yeah, it's not something on your checklist that you have to get rid of. It's just something that I do every single day regardless.
Yeah, so I haven't read the book. It's on my list, but
mine too.
That was something I was like, oh, that's like a really good point.
There's another one, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I have that book, so if you want to read that, you're more than welcome to it.
Is there anything interesting in that one?
Well, there's at least 7 habits that... No, it's a good read. It's
cliffhanger.
Yeah. Find out more. There might be a secret 8th one. I don't know. Maybe not. Probably not.
No, I've heard that one too, and it's like...
It is, yeah.
There's like those books that you repetitively hear, like those ones. Okay, I got to read this one now.
Well, that's it. Because if multiple people swear by it and everyone sings its praises, there's got to be something there, right?
Yeah. So those ones, I'm like, okay, like I hear it, you got to hear it like 3 times, and then it's like, okay,
all right, yeah,
I got to put it on my list.
It's like when you're sitting in a lecture and the professor keeps bringing up the same point. You're like, yeah, that's going to be on the midterm. same type of vibe.
Yeah.
You know what though? I don't know if it's on Audible, but if it is, on the days we don't do the pod, we could throw that on the audiobook. Probably take us a couple months to get through it on audiobook,
Which
20
is
minutes
it?
at a time.
What is it?
Like the Atomic Habits one.
Oh,
I
yeah.
could probably, I don't know if it's on there, but I imagine it is. So
Everyone's big into like the audio books.
I prefer reading, but audiobooks are, they have their, like, if you're on a 3-hour road trip.
It's like a podcast.
Yeah, well, exactly. It's kind of like, it's like a filler. If you're on the bus, if you're in the car, if you're doing something where you can't really be like sitting, looking, reading a book, but you can still absorb the information, it's nice to have.
Yeah, but I don't think you can't say that you've read the book if you've only listened to the audiobook.
Show your work though. Show you, because like you've absorbed all the information.
Yeah, but you haven't read it.
But what if you
You just listen to it.
Counterpoint. What if you're one of those people who has like a photographic memory and you could like verbatim quote the book back to me? I would say you've read the book.
But you haven't. I think you have to actually read the book in order to say you've read the book. Like, it's okay.
I feel like that's semantics though.
No, it's like actually reading the book or like listening to it.
Okay, so what if a blind person watches a movie and they have to use like the listening, whatever? Can they say they've seen that movie or like they've watched that movie technically? Like they didn't actually watch it because they're blind, but they know the gist of the movie. They've heard the movie. I would say like they've watched quote unquote the movie. I don't know. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
I guess like,
or like a hearing impaired, they would watch the movie and
I'm not going to give them a
read
hard
the
time.
subtitles.
I'm not going to give them a hard time, but yeah, fair enough. Like they've I don't know what the heck it is, but well, my point is like I feel like you got to read the book.
All right, fair enough.
I feel like that's the best way to digest it, but
I think so.
I think audiobook's good because then you can listen to it when you don't have the time. But
yeah,
I think the best way to absorb what's going on is to really sit
definitely
down
to see it
and read it.
See, I would even argue beyond that. I would say like when I was studying and stuff, like, and I think everyone's different. You might not agree with this, but I would like to read it. Like I would read it with my eyes, but I would also say it out loud at the same time. And I would read it multiple times too. So if I was trying to like grill for whatever 3 chapters, I would read it and I would read it out loud and I would read it again just so it's like
if I'm like losing my train of thought, then I try to maybe
speak it out loud.
Say it out loud to kind of keep me on top of it.
Because it's both. You've seen it, you've heard it, you've said it, you've spoken it. Kind of, I don't know. I like that. Maybe not for like a whole like massive book, but
like at the top of your lungs.
Yeah, just scream.
It's like, what's that? It's like, oh, Taylor's just reading.
He's just reading at the top of his lungs. He's loud on a given day, but when he's reading, my God, does he yell? He sure yells.
It's like, like the kid who has like the drum set in the basement.
Yep.
It's like, God damn, Taylor's reading again.
That reminds me, I kind of want to take up the drums.
Oh, yeah.
But only in a room underneath yours.
Okay.
Yeah, not the garage or anything like that.
I think there's someone in our neighborhood who's got a drum set.
I believe that.
I go for a run out of the neighborhood, and then I hear a drum set.
He's out in the garage
jamming. Like, there's someone around here who's got a drum set.
He's trying to be the next Nirvana. He just wants to start that garage band, you know?
Probably. That's how it all starts, right? It's like, just like around people, you know?
Yep. That's exactly it. Like-minded individuals.
Or just people who are around each other.
Yeah.
Like we
the Ramones.
Like we just happen to go to the gym together, and it's like I need someone to talk to. So
there you go. So I'm on the pod. Exactly. I was in the right place, the right time.
That's how
or the wrong place, the wrong time, depending on.
That's how all those like tech companies start, right? It's just like there's all like that just happen to be like roommates and San Francisco or something, just like the right place at the right time. And
honestly, I think that's how really everything gets started. Like any business that gets started, right? It's a couple of brothers or a couple of friends who are like, hey, why don't we just do this thing? We're already doing it. Why don't we make it official?
Yeah.
And you see these guys 30 years later, they're successful.
Exactly.
You just got to do it.
Well, that's why like even this, it's like it's not going to be anything like special. You just kind of just talk about stuff and just put it out there, and people listen to it or they don't. Or
next thing you know, we're the next Joe Rogan, hopefully.
No, you just need to be a guest. You just be invited, right? And then
you just got to be interesting enough that Joe wants to have a conversation with you.
50 million people listen to it, and they're like, "Oh, who are those cool guys?"
Yeah,
Joe Rogan, or like Valuetainment or something like that.
Any and all of it. Get on YouTube. Get on a podcast.
Well, it's not fair. We're just gonna put it up there and see what happens. But...
yeah, why not?
All right.
Nothing bad can come from this, but only good things could come from it.
Well, bad things can come from it, but
whoa! Don't even put that out there. Don't even put that out there.
Good stuff.